Well, we just watched episode 19 of Gotham Season 2, Azrael. So what did we learn? Well, we learned the sane penguin is very neat, very tidy. Crazy penguin, he just leaves stuff laying around like Grace, right? Who was married to his dad. That's gonna spoil. It's gonna leave a stain. You might wanna get that up before it really sets in. What else did we learn? Well, we learned that Jim Gordon pretty much always has a hit out on him. There's got to be like a chart somewhere. Who has the hit on Gordon this week? Let's see. Oh, Azrael, your number's up. Go see what you can do. Huh. And lastly, we learned that Butch is a bourbon man. And us here in Kentucky, we're all right with that. Butch, you keep drinking more bourbon. I'm Chad Perkins, but before we start the show, would you like to win this Harvey Bullock pop figure right here from the show? Well, you can do so. How do you ask? Well, just leave a comment down below on this episode, the last episode, the next episode, the episode before that episode, or the next to last episode or the last episode. It's going pretty much until the end of Gotham Season 2, which will be the end of our Season 2. Leave a comment and subscribe to this channel for a chance to win old Harvey here. Okay, now I'm still Chad Perkins, and this is still After Gotham. Right? Right.
Yeah.
Welcome to After Gotham, the show that films sometime after Gotham. I'm your host, Chad Perkins, and joining me on the red couch of big, thick books, he is David Cottingham. The Big Thick Book, St. Dumas. Was a big, thick book.
There was a big, thick book.
Yeah.
Great.
From Dead Edition, he is David Cottingham.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
It's been 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since the show, yeah.
Since the show, right?
Since the show,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah. But speaking of Fear the Walking Dead, it's actually starting to get good.
It's getting good. It's got its moments for sure, and it's exciting. I like it.
Speaking of exciting, that's what we call a segue in this business. Episode 19, Azrael. Yeah. Was also a good episode.
It was.
What did you think? First impressions?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Good mix of a very good mix of action. I felt like a good mix of moving the characters along. You're not as we tend to talk about with some shows how some things linger a lot, and I mean they moved along. They found out that last episode, at least they pretty much found out that Hugo was behind everything, and he's already sitting there confronting him and telling him, and the hit is out on Gordon, so it just moved along really, really well. I liked Bruce being still part of it a little bit, and you're seeing him see the things that are going to shape, obviously. So it was a very good overall move in the direction of the show, and it was pretty good. Yeah,
poor Gordon. It seems like he always has a hit out on him.
He does. Yeah, he's not a cop, but he's still getting death threats. And so but unfortunately we all know how that's going to all end up being. So yeah, it's just a little less suspense there as far as,
I guess. I don't know.
Well, he's not going to die,
right? Where is he? I don't know. Gotham likes to change things up, it seems.
No.
Who knows? But yeah, I think that was my biggest takeaway from this episode, was watching Bruce watch Azrael, in the rafters, and how quick he moved, and
never getting a glimpse of him.
The deception, not deception, but just the ninja-like ability of him. And I just want to say right off the bat, the police station scene was straight out of the video game.
Correct.
It was straight out of the video game, and that was no accident. That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Hands down.
No, I liked it a lot. Yeah. Very Batman-like too, I mean, it's just, just looking around. Where is he at?
Where is he? Which I think is also straight from the game. You
Correct,
know, the
yeah.
goons are always, where is he?
Yeah. But he's not using what Batman uses, you know, with
Right.
the grappling gun. So it's like it's crazy how he's doing all that. But it was good, very good.
I think another one of the takeaways from this episode is Jim talking to Bruce and kind of, again, shaping that Batman mentality of him. He says, he tells Bruce, you know, you need to learn about the line. You know, you need to be better, is what he says. Because Bruce is just getting really frustrated about why is there due process? Why is there all these hoops to jump through? Why can't it just be justice?
Right.
And whereas he will go in that direction, we know that he will go with his rule. And that seems to be hitting him.
Right. But there is that. So there is that in between model that he does follow, right? He doesn't believe in, I mean, he believes in due process in the I guess in the end, but he does believe as Batman eventually that there is his way of doing things, but then it's leaving them on the side tied up for the cops to then process it. But there's that finding them and investigating and beat down part that it will be Batman that he's eventually going to learn and discover, because it's, you know, right now, like you said, like right now it's like we can't do anything unless we get a court order. We can't do anything because we get something signed. It's like, yes, you can do something. But the thing, Gordon has somewhat been doing that. I mean, he's been kind of going against due process sometimes and getting stuff done. So yeah, Bruce will learn that. It'll come, and but he'll figure that out, and that's what makes him and Gordon's relationship so better, you know, in the comics and all that stuff. So yeah.
So what do you think of the Azrael coming back from the dead thing? That whole scene of basically Hugo Strange explained to us that I guess Theo Gallivan had basically memorized this book, right? The Order of Saint Dumas.
I think the whole family had to, or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what his brain has chosen to remember when it rebooted, basically. So he used that in his favor to make him believe that he's Azrael and that he's his father. And so what do you think about this angle of storytelling for Azrael?
I think it makes sense. It's one of those villain stories where you somewhat, you know, some of those villains you want to be made sure that it's saved for Batman, you know. I mean, we kind of talked about that with the Joker a little bit, but eventually that could still happen. But there's definitely some villains that require, I think, Batman to be involved with. But this one, you know, Azrael being such a new character, not coming. I don't think he ended up coming into the books until late 90s late 80s, early 90s, somewhere around there. So you've got a fairly new character, and so his origin, not many people really know or even understand his origins, right? So, but it's pretty close. I mean, the Order of Saint Dumas, I mean, is part of it. Now, I don't think I'm pretty sure his name wasn't Theo Gallivan in the books, but no, I like his origin story, and I think the whole Hugo Strange thing is, you know, when he's sitting there watching, you know, stuff and learning, I guess, being told, brainwashed almost in a sense. There's those flashes of Hugo, with, you know, like just the glowing glasses.
Yes,
I thought that was pretty awesome. He's doing is a BD Wong. I think he's doing perfect with Hugo. I think that character's doing awesome. So, yeah. So I like the backstory. I think it makes sense. You know, being kind of the angel of death and being a guy that's risen from the grave, you know, it makes sense. It works, and obviously what Hugo's doing, it works. So, but it's weird because I think did his memories come back after he saw his face on the wall?
Seemed like he had some flashes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to conflict now with what he's trying to do, but it didn't seem like it the way it ended. So I think he's got still Gordon in his sights.
It seems to be that way. What do you predict his outcome is going to be Is this going to be another
Azrael's?
Yeah.
Well,
death
thing
of a
about it
villain?
is you've got Penguin now that knows who he is. That's what the surprising part was, actually seeing his face so early.
Right.
The first episode. You know, maybe it's something you would, I don't know, maybe that, I wouldn't call that lingering. I just, the payoff would be a little later.
Right.
The payoff, because we know.
When I thought Barnes was going to, you know, Barnes found out, but then I thought Barnes was going to die, and then no one believes Jim.
But did he die? He didn't die?
No, he didn't die, I don't think.
Oh, okay. I thought Barnes was going to die.
I don't believe that he ended up dying, but that's what I thought was going to happen, and then no one would believe Jim. But then his face is seen on TV anyway. So
Correct.
And they're like, oh, apparently Theo Galvan didn't die because he just fell out of the sky. More on this later.
Yeah.
It was kind of.
See, I thought when he shot him off, I thought that was going to be the end of his character. I thought he was going to die.
Oh,
again.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to splat right on the pavement. And everybody's going to be like, oh my God, it's Theo Galvan again. But now he's dead.
Oh, no.
Again.
Yeah.
You know,
That would have been unfulfilling.
I know, right? So, and
Yeah.
I thought that was going to happen. I was like, oh my God, don't do that to me, man. You know? But I'm glad he survived. But again, I was surprised that they revealed his identity to the world already. You know, it was one thing to be just Barnes and just Jim. Mm-hmm. But everybody, Penguin saw who he is. His sister Tabitha, I think, right? Tabitha
yeah.
saw who he is. So it's like now you've got all these people trying to figure out what happened and how he's survived,
Right.
or came back to life.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So I mean, eventually, I think he's gonna die again, but you know, but it seems like it's gonna last through the rest of the season.
Yeah. Which is only 3 more episodes.
Which is only 3 more episodes. Right.
We also are getting the sense that Hugo Strange is going to be possibly inventing a lot of the Batman villains. Obviously, the Mad Hatter, that was teed up twice in the episode. In the very beginning, he's mad as a hatter, and then later, reading Alice in Wonderland, and like, oh, this character will do. I'm gonna make someone the Mad Hatter, basically. So I wonder who else they're going to attribute Hugo Strange to creating.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he technically is set to create a lot of them. But I think what they're doing, which kind of makes sense, is since this world, at least what we don't know about this world so far, is this world doesn't have superhuman beings, right? Superpowered beings. No Flash yet. You know, I don't know. I don't know if they'll probably never go down that road.
Right.
But they're giving a reason for people being or having powers or being having abilities in a sense, because Azrael looks like he has speed and agility and strength and all this stuff, you know. So I think that's what his purpose is to give, and especially with the experiments, right? You know, that girl a couple weeks ago with the hand, you know, it's like the experimentation process is what's creating these supervillains.
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, I mean, you know, the first season we got mainly mob bosses, you know, Penguin and Falcone and Maroni and all that stuff. Now we're getting kind of the supervillains, and the only way to combat a supervillain is with a superhero, right? So that's how eventually I think Batman is going to have to come to fruition, because eventually, I mean, these cops can't stop this stuff, you know what I mean? Cops can't stop a Killer Croc or a Clayface, or, you know, if these guys are going to come out ever, you know, even a Mr. Freeze, you know, it's like, you know, how do you combat that kind of technology and that kind of, you know, I don't know. It's one thing with Penguin because he's just a crime boss, you know, but
until he gets his gunfiring umbrella.
Yeah, I mean,
then what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and I liked. I don't know. You're probably gonna bring up. I like the whole Edward Nygma part of this episode too. So now he's a super villain that just uses his mind, you know. So it's like, yeah, I mean, we preached last year that it was going to be tough to swallow with some of these villains coming in, but you know, with Hugo Strange, I actually think it makes more sense, and as long as they keep getting caught or put back into the well and then come back later, you know, that could explain a lot for Batman.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about the Enigma thing. We were wondering, are we not going to see him anymore? What's going to happen now that he's caught? And of course, he's at Arkham, and which Did that surprise you that he went to Arkham instead of Blackgate?
I
Because what made him insane?
I don't know.
He just kind of seemed like a murderer.
He did seem like a murderer.
Maybe it was the riddles.
I guess. You know what? I'm not even sure how that worked. Yeah. So I guess because he was a cop and he killed all these people, they thought he was insane. You know, I think you chalk it up to that.
With Barbara, all she had to do was say, "I'm insane."
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Arkham.
Yeah, it seems like everybody goes to Arkham unless they're just, unless maybe they're a thief or
a boring villain.
Boring villain. Yeah, exactly. An everyday villain. Send him to Blackgate.
Yeah. You like to do your hair all crazy? Arkham. you got paper clips and clothespins in your hair? Arkham.
Well, I mean, Penguin, same way, right? I mean,
well, yeah.
They shivved him to Arkham, thinking he was, I guess, just insane.
Yeah. He
that was
killed
for
a lot of people.
But that was mainly for the admission of Galavan, right? That's why they sent him there.
Yeah.
So.
He also said he was crazy.
Yeah. So maybe Nigma said the same thing. You know, they seem that he's crazy.
I'm crazy. Okay. Arkham.
But he is kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, he did talk to himself.
He's got multiple personalities,
yeah,
right?
He did talk to himself. I don't know if anyone else really knows that.
Yeah, probably not.
But he seems to have all the prisoners figured out.
Yeah.
And is working to his advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And he MacGyvered
his way
out, and then MacGyvered how to figure out where the Indian Hill elevator
Yeah, and I was thinking,
was.
So this place doesn't have cameras down the hallways and stuff?
That's what I would do. If you're going to have cameras anywhere, which we have seen and established that they do have cameras there.
Yes.
It would be there.
Absolutely. Hey, prisoner, patient, just wandering the halls?
That's not right? Is that what we're supposed to watch for? Observe and report?
And especially in the elevator.
Well, yeah.
I think that guy's got stripes on his clothes. I don't think he's supposed to be there.
Wait, which ones are okay? If they are wearing stripes?
Yeah.
If they're not?
Yeah, I don't know.
I forget.
That's good.
Yeah, but I
and I can't really tell. So Hugo's office is upstairs, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Does he have one downstairs too?
Well, he's got that little observation thing downstairs, but I think he is upstairs.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But there was a couple times in the episode where I thought it was going to end. I thought it was going to end with Nigma entering the elevator and you see it go down out of frame. And I was like, perfect ending. And then they go to the next thing. I'm like, oh, well, okay. And
now he walks into...
Yeah, he's like walking where he sees all the
people.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's some... I was hoping to get some glimpse of something, in there.
Right.
But no.
Get another Harley Quinn laugh or something in there, but didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen.
Hey, Butch likes bourbon.
He does like bourbon.
Yeah.
I thought of that whenever
Yeah. Barbara wanted to make gimlets, but no, bourbon.
Yeah.
Barbara's crazy, obviously.
She's straight up crazy.
Yeah.
She wasn't faking. She wasn't faking last time.
No. So, still don't know.
I'm over that. I am truly over that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think she has Jim fooled, so I don't know what's gonna happen with her.
I don't either.
I don't think she's that good of a villain when she is a villain.
No.
Yeah, you killed your parents, but that other guy was with her, and
yeah, I don't know what her reasoning is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what her reason. I don't know what her motives are now. She's just really there for being there. I guess, Butch is having a good time.
I guess. Well, he probably doesn't like Barbara. He probably wishes it.
Well, Tabitha does.
Yeah, Tabitha does. So, okay.
So he's having a good time.
I get you.
Okay.
I understand how the world works. True. Yeah. What else about this episode? We don't have any Alfred.
Yeah, a little bit at the end, I think there. But
was he in?
Yeah, he talked to Bruce a little bit there.
Sure, that wasn't the previews for next week.
No, I thought there was that scene where he.
Jim was just telling Bruce.
It was after that
to go home and let Alfred take care of you. I didn't think,
oh, maybe it was. Maybe it was a preview. I thought. Maybe I'm thinking of the preview. I don't know.
Anyway. But yeah, I don't really know where it's gonna go from here. It's and I know there's gonna be a standoff, obviously, with Azrael and Gordon, and maybe Bruce will get in there some way, and maybe Selena will come back, and Penguin's gonna do what with all this information? I don't know. What is Ed gonna do down there? I mean, everything's just we're at that precipice where it could really go any way.
It could. It seemed like in the previews though that it looked like Firefly shows back up. There was a shot of her, I thought, shooting the flamethrower again.
I think I missed that because my DVR cut off. I didn't get all the previews.
It looked like that. I think there was a shot of that. So apparently she comes back to life, or she's back.
Well, that makes sense with this being Wrath of the Villains now that we get Mr. Freeze and Firefly and everyone back in a big...
Jerome?
I would vote no. I know America would probably vote yes.
Yeah, true.
Well, if it's just Jerome, not Joker. If it's Jerome,
yeah,
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Sure, bring him back.
Yeah. No, I think...
Zombie Jerome.
I think it's Azrael till the end. I think because he, if you think back, Theo Gallivan started this whole season.
Yeah.
So it's really been about that storyline still. So he'll finish it out. They'll have some cliffhanger at the end again, or tease. So last year, wasn't it? Last year the tease was Mr. Freeze, right? When at the end of the very end of the season.
Yeah.
Then he walked down the street and then he turns around and shoots him in that. So I think they're going to do the same thing. They're going to wrap it up, and then there's going to be that one scene or something like that leads into the next season. So
do you think like the last minute of the episode, Fish will come back and say,
"Oh wow, I don't know about. Is she contracted to come
hello,
back?
boys," or how she talks? I can't even remember now.
Is she contracted to come back?
She kind of talks like Captain Cold from
She does kind of
Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah. Which you don't like, probably.
No, I love that show.
Oh.
But I do think he kind of talks weird.
He's a little over the top. He's definitely a little over the top.
I think his character started off when he was just going to be a one-off, and then he was like, well, I guess I got to keep talking like this.
Yes. That's very good, actually. That's very good. Yeah.
I guess I'm stuck in this now.
Our buddy Jeb can't stand him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jeb can't stand him. He's like, I hate Captain Cold. Corey, too. Corey can't stand him.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a cool character. I do think, his talking is a little over the top.
It's a little over the top.
But it's a good show.
What's weird is that he does it no matter what the situation is.
Right.
You would think when he's worried, he wouldn't pull it off, but man, we got to get out of here.
Yeah. Great, we're all going to die.
Yeah, so that's what's weird. It's one thing when he's just talking, but when he's like trying to change his attitude a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm so happy right now. Oh, you remembered my birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
I know the whole heat wave thing kind of went south to me a little bit, but that's fine. That's a whole nother story.
That's whole nother show. Whole nother
show.
Universe, apparently.
But it's DC.
But it's DC.
I think actually Gotham, the one we're doing the show about, it's the only one that's not connected.
Right.
So far.
Yeah. Everyone else gets crossovers.
They even connected Constantine, even though it got canceled.
Constantine.
So all those shows are connected. This one's not. Which begs the question: would you want to see the Flash show up
in Gotham
on this Earth?
Absolutely.
I would too.
Yeah.
I would too.
Because why not?
I would think that would be so freaking awesome.
Yeah. I think they need a little kick in the Flash.
Yeah.
No, I'd totally be on board for that.
I would too. I mean, why not? Yeah.
I would want to see.
It's obviously a different Earth.
Yes.
It's obviously not part of the main Batman timeline. They've already established that the TV shows are in its own universe.
Yeah.
I mean, not its own universe, its own Earth.
Yeah.
Earths, because the movie is probably the main Earth, but Gotham could be Earth 5 or Earth 7, whatever, and guys, I'd love to see something like that.
I would like to see the Flash time travel back with like an Earth 2 Bruce Wayne, older, Bruce Wayne, like Batman Bruce Wayne, but Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And talk to young Bruce or something.
Dang,
Something like that.
That's a good storyline.
And like trying not to tell him that he's Bruce. He's just, I knew your father. I knew.
Yeah.
And we know, but he doesn't know. And then he's telling him about, you got to have the rule, and you got to, and this is called a Batcave, and whatever it is. He like throws bats at him like, you're scared.
You could easily do that. You could do that where like, I would even want to see maybe old like Batman Beyond Bruce.
Oh yeah.
Like where he, again, Flash takes him back in time. And
it's like I'm a friend of Alfred's.
Yeah.
Or something.
That's man, that'd be killer.
That would be pretty cool.
Yep. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
This is Gotham.
Yeah, this is Gotham. So that'll about do it for this week. I'd like to thank my guest on the couch, Dave Cottingham, at dcottingham21. I'm at Chad Perkins21. The show is at After Gotham. Until next week.
Happy Star Wars Day.
Happy May the 5th. May the 5th be with
May the
4th. I was thinking Revenge of the 5th and May the 4th got mixed up in my brain.
It's Star Wars Day.
Star Wars Day. May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Happy Revenge of the 5th. That's what I was trying to say.
All right.
And until then, you all stay frosty.